Hey, everybody. Good morning, Xbox. Welcome to everybody who is joining us today. Shout out to everybody in the chat real quick. We got Doggy Dog 420, my buddy. Thank you so much for joining us. Princess Zelda, my lady friend. Welcome. We got Casket Repair. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Gone Mad is getting his coffee. Yes, I have my smoothie infused with coffee as well. So be sure to get that coffee. It is bright and early on a beautiful Sunday morning here where I live. Good morning, everybody. Terry, good morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day. The weather's good. It's only in the 70s, which is actually really good right now because I live in Georgia and it gets hot. It gets hot down here.
What I want to die to be in the lower 90s right now. Jesus. When I say it's a good weather right now, that means like we're in the 90s.
Yeah, because like it's literally what we've been having is 90s, and then with the humidity, it's like it just feels like it's 100 something all the time. It just sucks.
Right. You get out of the shower sweating, right?
Pretty much. Went outside, and I worked on my car last week, and literally just dripping sweat. It was horrible.
Yeah, I feel like I work inside a factory, but it's kind of like an open air factory. So, we have the bay doors open and everything. So we don't really have an air conditioner. We just have a bunch of fans. And I work inside and look at this. Even inside, the sun is burning me. It's crazy. Hey, Princess Zelda says she's in Georgia too, 66 degrees. Jeez, you Georgians are living the good life out there.
I mean, and it's hotter. It's hotter by me, but it's still good. It's not hot. It's comfy though.
Is that what you guys are called, Georgians or Georgianians? I don't know. What do you want me to call you?
I have no clue what they call themselves. I don't know.
Hey, if you know in the chat, let us know. Shaddai, good morning.
Good morning, Axel. How are you? Happy Sunday.
Good. How's the weather in your neck of the woods?
It's kind of sunny, so it's cool over here. It's cool over here. You got to be like in the it's like in the 60s, but it's really, really cool here in New York State.
Another 60s. Jeez, oh man, you kids have the good life out there. I want to live where you live.
You know what? You have to understand here in Western New York, I rather enjoy the weather while I can, because once that winter hits here, is no mercy for anybody. So yeah, just enjoy it while you can.
Hey, when winter hits Texas over here, we lose power.
What winter?
That's true. That's true.
That's actually true.
That is true.
What winter? You guys doesn't get anything.
Don't forget
the last 2 years it has snowed. It has snowed.
I remember that.
They've had those flash freezes too. So.
Yeah.
Now over here, when it says blizzard, is pretty much expect 4 feet. So
our winter is usually our rainy season over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm so used to that. I'll take it any time of day. But here, when it snows, there's no mercy for anybody.
No mercy for anybody. Wow. But you guys are built for it. Because I used to live in Colorado. Man, I miss Colorado. I want to move back so bad. But they had no jobs for me. But in Colorado, we would get lots of snow. But, we were built for it. Everything was fine. It was like normal in Colorado. Yeah, guys, let us know how it is in your neck of the woods. We got General Spartan over here saying 72 degrees here in Illinois.
I got 75.
90.
What?
9.
I believe it.
Actually, how hot is it? Let me see. Let me go to the weather channel here.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually looking for. But let me.
It's supposed to hit 90 for me.
Yeah, it says 79 here, but I don't believe it. Where's the feels like? Because that's the real weather.
Feels like, yes.
I never understood that. They give you the weather app on my Android phone gives you like a temperature, and then it tells you, oh, it's 80 degrees, but it feels like 100 degrees, and it's like then it's 100.
Well, actually,
they're factoring in like all the humidity and stuff.
Well, sorry, here it says 64.
That's cold.
64, man.
I doubt it.
I remember being in Colorado, being like in muscle shirts and shorts in 60-degree weather, thinking it was like perfect. And now that I've gotten accustomed to Texas, if it's like below 70, I'm like, Jesus, it's cold.
It's like like Wisconsin, like once like in the wintertime, whenever, we're all freezing, it's like 20 below. And then the moment it hits 30 degrees, we're out there with, t-shirts and shorts, like, yeah, 30 degrees, heat wave.
Heat wave, 30 degrees.
Heat wave.
It got here. Take it in, get a tan. All right, let's see. DE says 59, high of 97. There you go.
Yep.
It's like here is 64 and it's gonna be up to 82.
So fun story, right? I did so last year my grass didn't do too well. I don't know why I did. And it's Bermuda grass, and apparently you have to scalp your yard to grow Bermuda grass. Well, you can't leave any clippings in your yard. It doesn't like it. It can't grow with clippings. And it's all this, you can't put pre-emergent down.
You got high maintenance grass.
Yeah,
grass, dude.
All this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it this year. So I scalped my yard. I got all the clippings. I put new grass seeds down, didn't put any pre-emergent. I was dealing with the weeds, pulling them by hand because, I couldn't put any weed pre-emergent on there to let the new
Isn't
grass
that
grow.
illegal? No, stop.
The weed begins at seed. At seed.
That's why he misses Colorado, Shaddai. No.
Good point.
And so I did all this stuff, right? March, my grass is beautiful. It's green. April, my grass is beautiful. It's green. Summertime, it is yellow. It was turning gray. And I go, what's wrong with my grass? And I'm the only one in my neighborhood with my yard being this way. I'm like, what is happening? So, I go and I pick up part of the grass to check for insects and stuff. And and then I go to my sprinkler. I'm like, I'm just going to add like 5 more minutes of water. Come to find out, I had never increased the watering level up to summertime heat. So my grass was being underwatered the whole summer. Wow. So now I have it back up to summer levels, and it is slowly but surely becoming green again. And I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't die. So yeah, high maintenance grass. You are right. Hey, we are joined by someone new today. So DE is new to the channel. Never seen DE before. Thank you so much for joining us again, DE.
Welcome.
Yeah. Black card. I'm gonna read it like Bacardi. I'm just gonna say Bacardi.
Oh, it gotta be liquor, right? It gotta be
right. Bacardi says, "What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, never seen you here before. New face. Thank you so much. And let's see. That's the best part of winter. No yard work. Maybe for you guys. This is Texas.
Not if you live. You got yard work if you live up north. It's called shoveling snow. Whole time.
Don't even go there. No, don't even go there.
Your yard work starts the moment you wake up and you have to clean off your car and driveway and have your car thaw out so you can go to work on time.
Oh my God.
That's your yard work.
And that's not all. It's like pretty much slipping and sliding every single time.
Just for you to go back inside to collect your things for the snow plow to go by and block you right back in.
Oh my God. So that means you're correct because you got to shovel pretty much 4 to 5 times and when you just one day.
Yeah.
It's horrible, right. Especially on the sidewalks that they got to clean that too.
I never minded shoveling snow. I actually
you could come here.
Part of me
you know what? Feel free. You like killing weeds with water. You could kill the snow.
Can't kill weeds with water. I had to pull them. DE says he was here a couple of weeks ago. Oh, really? Man, I must have forgotten. But I will remember now that I've said your name like 10 times. I promise I will. You're Wicked Hot, my newest subscriber. Hey, Wicked Hot, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you. Brandon Foltz drops in. Thank you, Brandon Foltz, for being here. We appreciate you. All right. Now that we're done talking about the weather, because I just thought it was nice. Finally nicing up out there instead of, oh, how's the weather? Burning. We got some. Let's talk about some stuff, guys. Some Xbox stuff. All right. So up first is the much rumored, much asked for Xbox Game Pass Family Plan. Now, if you guys recall, this was leaked by Ches Gordon back in January-ish, I believe. I want to say it was January.
Wasn't it? No, I think it wasn't in July or something like that.
No,
I know it was somewhere
way early. No, you're right. You're right. It was in May. Sorry, not in June.
No,
in May because he leaked it right before the showcase.
Yeah, before
and it never made it to the showcase. Yes,
you're correct. You're correct.
Yes, so correct. Yes, so he leaked it back in the day. It didn't come to fruition. The showcase featured absolutely no Game Pass family plan announcements, but the family plan has since gone into testing in several markets. And the rumor is that it's going to be you and up to 5 or up to 4 other family members, so a total of 5 subscribers for $25. And I believe that's just regular Game Pass, not Game Pass Ultimate. So that's a pretty good price. For the price of 2.5 Game Pass subscriptions, you can get 5. And for those of you who have kids and families or several Xboxes, that's really nice. So as you can see, update August 4th, Microsoft has now officially testing the Xbox Game Pass family plan in Ireland and Colombia. Head here for details. See, Princess Zelda, if only you were Irish, you could totally test this.
Oh, shit.
And this is an inside joke with me and Princess Zelda, by the way. All right. So that is the news. Game Pass family plan. What do you guys think? Game Pass family plan. So if you recall, back in the 360 days, we had the Xbox Live Gold family plans, which I was a part of. Did you guys ever use Xbox Live Gold family plan, or do you plan on using Xbox Game Pass family plan?
No, we didn't use because it's just my husband and I. We didn't use no family plans. We just paid for our own gold. And that was it. And then we always did like the share. So that way, anytime we would buy something, the other person got it. So that's just what we did. We didn't need a family plan. I feel like the family plan benefits people who have more than 3 consoles, because otherwise you can just do the share, and get everything, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to pay extra for that. So
right.
It really depends on the size of your family and what your needs are. But yeah, no, I didn't use it. I don't know if I'm going to get the Game Pass thing either, just because, like I said, it's just the 2 of us. So literally whatever I get, he's already getting for free anyway off of me. Because, so like...
What a convenient.
So I feel like it isn't a necessity if it's just the 2 of us,
Right.
So, but yeah.
There you go. All right. But what about the Game Pass Ultimate? So again, just because it's the 2 of you, you're not going to include nieces, nephews?
Heck no.
Best friends?
Nope.
Best frenemies? I don't know.
Nope.
Give it. Add some of your Twitch. What do you call them? Mischievous people. I don't know what you call them.
Mischievous people.
You call your Twitch followers something. The people that use your soundboards.
I mean, everybody has their own names for their community.
Yeah.
so like mine are saboteurs. So
saboteurs. There you go. You're
saboteurs. Mine are saboteurs. No, I'm not sharing none of that.
Come on.
Nah.
That's right. By the way, guys, if you haven't checked out Terri on Twitch, be sure to check her out. It's actually pretty entertaining. And it's fun to be a saboteur. So yeah, all right. So Terri's not in on the Game Pass, but do you think it's a good thing, the family plan?
I think it's a fantastic thing. Like I said, it's going to come down to what your need is, what your family size. So definitely people who have, at least 3 people, it's going to benefit. And then if you happen to have, children, it's going to definitely benefit. So if you're a college kid, and it's going to benefit, because we've been there. Poor college life can't afford to pay for no subscription, so. You mooch off of the other college people. You know what I mean? 360, baby. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be a need, and it's going to be fantastic. I think it's great. It's just, yeah, in my personal situation, since it's just the 2 of us, we do the Xbox share thing, so it's not needed. But I think it's fantastic that they're adding it, because there's a lot of people with kids and whatnot that are going to be able to take advantage.
There you go. So they're going to be able to take advantage of that. Shaddai. You got kids, buddy. Are you gonna get this?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, let's go for this. In my opinion, this is a feature that a lot of companies with streaming services are doing to attract more customers. Game Pass, as it is right now, is great. The library of game is so immense. My question is, how will it work? Because there is Game Pass for PC and another for console. My other question about this family plan is, when the feature becomes available, will this be the end of sharing games by exchanging emails and setting up the console as my home
Yeah.
Xbox?
Yeah, you're talking about game shares, what you
Right.
should be doing, what Xbox doesn't officially condone. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So,
like I said, I do the home Xbox share thing. So if they got rid of that, then I would need the family plan. But if as long as they keep it, then I would go with that option.
Yeah. So
Xbox doesn't actually officially support game sharing, so they might get rid of it.
That's what I'm thinking. They might get rid of it.
But I'm doing it. Well, at least I'm doing it within the household. It's not like I'm doing it with somebody outside the household, like other people do, which is, I think, more of what they frown on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Sorry, should I keep going?
No.
You just brought up a good point.
No, so this is another great feature for the subscription service. But since you already mentioned it at the beginning, the question was, how much would it cost? But the number that you gave is more of an estimate of $25 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was even, the way I picture it is similar to Netflix. If it was even $21 a dollar, I'll take it. That's even cheaper for the for the features and content that it brings to the table.
Right.
That's a steal. That's a really good steal. But that service is something that it was actually missing for pretty much for the Ultimate. And bringing that, yes, I have kids. And that's better off to have. It's only, I know there's 2 more Xbox over there, so it's only us 3. So it should be fine. It's just that PC console thing is, I see it similar but different at the same time. Especially, what about sharing from PC to PC? I don't know how that is gonna work.
Right. Yeah, it leaves a lot of questions here, but usually when Xbox does a family plan, they don't usually make it so difficult. It's relatively easy.
Right.
You can already add family members to your Microsoft accounts. I know I do, which is how we share our Office license, right? Because we buy the one with 5 licenses. So yeah, and everybody pays their license, or else I take them off. Pay your bills to me. I collect. That's right. Let's check in with the chat real quick. Is it more of a group buy plan? Nothing stating they must be on the same plan, same IP, or even same country. They do have to be in the same country.
Yes.
It does seem to be the main restriction. The same IP, no, because as long as you're in the same country, you should be able to apply for it. I might sign up to help out the kids' friends, but he's about to go into the Air Force, so it might be a waste. I mean, it's the Air Force. What is he going to do? Work? That's an Army Air Force joke thing you got going there. I was Army, so. Hey, shout out to Ray G4 saying he's sliding through. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you. We got David Jack saying $6.25 a week, $25 a month, or $300 a year for a family plan. Hey, that's a cost of a console, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But you get thousands of games and everybody can play together or separately. Who cares?
And plus, remember that comes with the PC and the xCloud. That's another thing.
No, that's Game Pass Ultimate. The family plan, from what I understand, is regular Game Pass only. So either Game Pass for the console or just Game Pass for PC, but not.
I expected more Ultimate. For Ultimate, so you just get rid whatever is left and just leave it with Ultimate. That's the way.
If they had an Ultimate family plan, I would totally sign up for it. But if it's just regular Game Pass family plan, I'm not signing up for it because I like doing Ultimate. I do game on the cloud. I do game on my PC all the time. That's how I play Total War Warhammer 3 is on the PC. That's how I'm going to be playing 2 Point Campus here after the show on my PC is through Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, but
And
that
I
would
could
have
also
made
play
more
it on the
sense.
cloud. And it's just once I went to Ultimate and I experienced the play anywhere cloud, PC, Xbox, there's just no going back for me. There just isn't. So yeah, I'm not signing. For me, it has to be the Ultimate version. But let's keep going in with the chat because I want to catch up here. Good morning, Xbox family. Hey, thank you so much, Graphic God. Shout out to Graphic God for doing all the graphics that you see on my shows. He did the Good Morning Xbox logo, and he of course did my avatar that you see right here. Let's see. DE says, I assume if you sign up, say all your Destiny 2 clanmates under your family, but one leaves, then there's actually only one build customer. It's not a split build. That is correct. It does ask you who the head is, and that is who they charge. It's up to you to, I guess, collect from everybody. Like Axel.
That's why it says, that's why it says only one person that is going to become the primary.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Have they mentioned have they mentioned any details as to how many people can be on the family plan?
Up to 5 is the rumor.
Okay.
Let me see. I read it somewhere.
But I know in one of the pictures they had it 0 out of 4. But like you say, Axel, you're correct.
Yeah, the rumor is, and again, this is all rumor. It's all just in testing right now. It's up to 5. And of course, Xbox being Xbox might change that between country and country. They could make it up to, 4. Because I remember the Xbox Live family plan was only 4. It was not 5.
If I'm not mistaken, Nintendo does 8. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah, so I believe that was 4. That was 4. So, but ever since they went to Office 365, that's 5 because you can add 5 family members onto Office 365. So I'm going to assume they're just not going to want to separate that. So they're probably testing it up to 5. And well, yeah.
Sorry, I got kittens being kittens.
Oh man, kittens are so cute, but then they grow up to be jerk-hole cats. The kittens love to be held and petted, and they're so playful, and then they turn into cats, and they're like, I don't.
Oh, they're little tyrants, man. Like, I couldn't even sleep. The one kept biting my feet and drove me nuts. Little tyrant.
Yeah. And they're so cute, and they let you hold them upside down, and they hold still when you shower them, and then they turn into full-blown cats, and it's like, oh my god, there's water. I know it said 5 on here somewhere. You know what? Let me find this.
It's all right. It's just an estimate for now. It's fine.
I'm gonna search for the word 5. There we go. 5. All right, for more information, paying a higher tier of Xbox Game Pass family plan will net access for 5 players for games across the entire library.
So they're doing a tier system. So they're doing tiers for the family plan. So it's not just the base family plan where you get like up to 5. They're probably doing kind of like what Netflix is trying to do, where you have to pay extra for each extra line.
Yeah, where you play what is it per device, or like you get so many devices for free, and then anything beyond that you can't stream at the same time.
Yeah.
So like you could have 20 devices, but only be allowed to stream 5 of them at the same time. So yeah, maybe. So yeah, there you go. And I do believe it's $25. Now the $25 I think is a really good price, personally. So no, there's nothing on 25, and apparently I turned in the money sign and I went straight to the ad. All right. So yeah, there you go, guys. Let's check in with the chat real quick. I would get it if it was Game Pass Ultimate, because I would share that with my cousin and my nephew. That's 3 of us right there immediately. So it would be worth it because, for the price of 2.5, you get 3. So right there, saving money, even if it's just $5, right? So let's see. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is $15. So 2.5 that would be like 30. The Game Pass Ultimate might be like in the $42 tier per month. So that would be something expensive. So yeah, but I would still get it.
But
Me and my
there's a
cousin are already in each other's family on Xbox or on Microsoft, and I don't think it's a bad deal at all. Plus, we also share our Nintendo Switch family plans together, so we're family. We're more than gamers. We're family. Literally, or is it we're more than family? We're gamers. Which way does it go? Shaddai, what do you got?
No, I forgot to mention this. Will Microsoft make a similar move like in Netflix on cracking down on password sharing in the future? This is just now, but we already know how Netflix is doing because remember they losing subscriber, but we don't know how the future holds. Will they pull that off also later on?
I don't think Xbox has a password sharing problem, if I'm being honest, because what's the benefit to password sharing? I mean, yeah, you got your Game Pass. What do you guys call them? Your game share buddies?
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work with the password for Xbox because as soon as you sign in on another console, it signs you out on the other one. So you can't be signed in more than one at once. So you can't share your password.
And even like if my wife is playing on my Xbox and I want to play on PC, it's fine. But if I want to sign into XCloud, it signs her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
or
is.
it signs me out of the Xbox. It's a thing. They don't have that issue.
Because I know that and you're correct, because once you sign in into one and you're trying to sign in the other one, there's something that prevents you from playing for some reason. But yes.
Yeah. So I don't think they have that. Happy Cloud Gamer says it's going to be Game Pass Ultimate. Hey, you know what? $25 for Game Pass Ultimate? I'm signed up immediately. That's less than even 2 subscriptions. I'm in right away. Axel doesn't have friends. He has family. That's right. I'm the Toretto of gaming.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
First password sharing was when you use your neighbor's cable. That's right. You know what? Yeah. It's so funny. Me and my family got free cable for about 15 years because we signed up for a trial. It was like a 3-month trial, and they were supposed to turn it off, and we called them to turn it off. So they stopped charging us, but they never physically came. This is back in the day to turn off the cable. So we kept getting cable for free for like 15 years.
Wow.
It was pretty funny. And they wanted to back charge us. It's like, no, we called. We have evidence we called. It's not our fault you didn't come and grab your equipment. So yeah. Funny. All right. Oh my goodness, where did everything go? So yeah, all right, there we go. That's gonna do it for that Game Pass Ultimate. Let's check in with the chat. I did do a poll for the chat asking, are you going to sign up for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate? Xbox Game Pass Family Plan. 62% of you say I fly solo, and 37% of you said yes. So there you go. We got lots of people who would not use it, and some people who would benefit. I would benefit just at $25 a month. Jesus. Yeah, that's a good deal. Yeah. All right. Terri, are you ready?
I guess I is.
All right.
All
let's
right.
get this started. All right.
Wrong screen. All right. How's it going, everybody? I am back, and Axel's back, and I'm back. All right, we're gonna be doing another indie spotlight. I hope you guys are all ready for another great looking game. This one is going to be for all of you who were fans of games like Micro Machines or RC Pro-Am and things like that from back in the day. This one's for you, or if you're just like me, you like racing games. So enjoy.
I'm already getting RC Pro-Am vibes. This looks like Art of Rally, but on track. Oh, you have to pit. Yes.
You have to pit.
Yes. If you don't pit in a track racer, it's not a real track racer.
All right, so there you go. Circuit Superstars. As you can see, it has a wide variety of different styles of racing, from rallycross to Formula One to off-road. It's got a little bit of everything in there for you. So, it's great stuff. It's top down, as you saw. It does, it's one of those games where it's pretty much anybody can get into it and have fun. But if you want to get really good at it, it does have a high skill ceiling to if you want to be really good at it. So for those of you that like a big challenge, that's something you can, work to hone in those skills. And you also have options where if you want, you can, have fuel usage, tire degradation, as well as, damage to your car and things like that nature. And you do need to, as it showed, you do need pit strategy, because if you don't time your pit timing just right, you can fall too far behind and not be able to recover. So all the good things in there. It's it's a fun thing. It's got fantastic reviews. People are loving it, and there's people already who put hundreds of hours into the game because they're enjoying it so much. So if you're into racing games, then go ahead and check it out. It's available on a PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and it's $20. Maybe it'll end up on Game Pass at some point, but as of right now, it is not. But $20, go have some fun.
There you go. All right. What a fantastic indie. And that reminded me a lot of Art of Rally. Is it made by the same people?
This was made by Original Fire Games, and I think this is their first game.
Okay. Yeah, I love pitch strategies. Like if you play like really deep simulators, even how much fuel you put in, how much fuel you start with, and how much fuel you put in will affect your positioning. Like it is a real thing for those of us that enjoy Forza Motorsport, Gran Turismo. On those higher tier difficulties where I have yet to win a single race. I just enjoy the challenge against PCs. Okay, not even people. PCs, people forget about it. Those guys, cheaters, all of them. Yeah, that's great. What a fantastic looking indie game. I love it. Indie racers. Let's check in with the chat real quick. Gone Mad said, my buddy used to live in an apartment complex. We would hook everyone up with free cable. Heck yeah. Those cable companies. This is why I'm here. Break the narrative. Xbox has no games and actually put a title to say so many games. Thank you. I think he's talking about your indie spotlights. Yeah, and Xbox has lots of games. The gaming is it's more than first party. That's all I got to say.
Yes.
I know there are some people that game only first party. Nothing wrong with that, but it is so much more than just that. Shout out to Lemon 108 Dragons TV. Good morning, my gaming community. Hey, good morning. Hope you're recovering well from your leg surgery. I don't know exactly what happened. I know you got a rod put in there, so yeah, man, you're slowly but surely becoming the Terminator. So hope you're feeling better. And I think he announced that he's going to be back next week on Dragons TV. So be sure to check him out. Let's move on to our next topic. Xbox has done something that is so uncharacteristic of them. I didn't know how to react because they don't usually do this. And that is that Xbox actually fired back aggressively to Sony. Well, it might not be aggressive. I don't speak Portuguese. Maybe that's just how Portuguese people talk, but it translates aggressively, right? So, and that happens, being somebody who's bilingual and my wife speaking 4 languages, there is some translation barriers. And sometimes translations, even though they're not meant to be aggressive, they are. So yeah, you gotta be careful with that. And that is that Xbox fired back and accused Sony of paying developers to block Game Pass block fees.
Yes.
That they
dirty pool.
Microsoft has claimed that Sony pays developers for blocking rights in return for them agreeing not to put their content on Xbox Game Pass subscription. Now, if you've been following this all week, you know that this comes from the Brazil's Administrative Council for Economic Defense. And they are very transparent in their acquisitions, unlike the FTC here. And they publish some of this stuff. Now, they redact a lot of stuff, but they publish a lot of it. And so this is where all this is coming from. And it's a very interesting look to take a look behind the curtain. Now, I love it. I love the aggressive. I remember watching I believe it was Mikey Barra. Mikey Barra left Xbox a while back, and he was streaming, I believe it was World of Warcraft, and I was watching him. And he was talking about his time at Xbox. And Mikey Barra was there from the beginning all the way through till Phil Spencer took over. And he said that when Xbox first began, that they were, and I quote, so cutthroat, he wishes that they were still like that. And it looks like Xbox is getting back to it. Or at least Microsoft is. I don't know if this is Xbox centric, but because we all know that this is going to go to the Xbox division. We're saying Xbox, but Microsoft is. So, first things first, guys, do you like the aggression? Terry, do you like the aggression?
Yes, I like the aggression. Microsoft has always been, very play nice with others, and sharing is caring, as we said last week. Sharing is caring. We'll put our first party games on PlayStation. So it's interesting to see. Now, I'm kind of curious if Xbox already knew this was happening, and now they're just telling and the public is now finding out, or if this is one of those things where the bomb was dropped during this whole acquisition with Activision Blizzard, and it was brought to Microsoft, and they're like, they did what? And then the public became known of it. So it's kind of curious about that, but no, that is definitely some shady, dirty dealings. If Sony is indeed paying their developers, hey, don't put this on Game Pass, and that's dirty. That's messing with business. That's now you're attacking Xbox in the wallet by doing that. That's dirty. I'm glad that that there's some aggression. That I'm hoping there's aggression. Because it's needed, because that's dirty. You don't be doing that, Have your competition, because your business can constantly get better. Competition, is good, but don't get so freaking dirty to where you gotta, basically, do like low punches and stuff like that. That's uncalled for. Yeah. So no. So yeah. Let them have it, Microsoft. Let them have it. That's not good stuff, man. That's dirty. And I would also want to scold any developer that did that. Any developers, oh yeah, I'll take Sony's money to not put my stuff over here. What's wrong with you? That's bad too. Come on. You're telling me that you would rather get paid a fee not to put your game somewhere else than actually have as many people as possible enjoy your game? Isn't that the whole point of developing a game, is you want as many people as possible to enjoy your creation? So you're telling me money is more important than your art? You're not a good artist, in my opinion. If you know what I mean? Okay, artists are, there's the saying that, artists are broke. It's true, because they care more about their art than, making money, because, a starving artist. These artists aren't starving. They're taking the money over, expanding their art. So I don't like it. I don't like it. So no, shame on Sony, and shame on any developer that took part. Shame all around.
Shame. Shame. So I also like this more aggressive Xbox. Now, I want to reiterate, I like the aggression, but I don't like I like them finally calling out Sony for what we've all known all along. That Sony is not just playing to win, but paying to win. Like the ultimate microtransaction here. But before I get started, hey, shout out to Carlos and 4GQ TV. Thank you so much, Carlo. Appreciate this. The whole what's the word? I love the veil being pulled out from under them. Sony has long played the dominant lead with no true challenger, if you will. And even Xbox hasn't been a real true challenger since the Xbox 360 days ended. And I say that because as soon as you tripped a little bit, Sony always went for the low blow. I'm going to go back to Sega. E3, first E3. I think it was 1997 E3, maybe 1996. Somebody in the chat correct me. When Sega Saturn announced that their console would be $399, and then the Sony CEO goes up to the podium, and he's supposed to talk about Sony PlayStation. He just walks up there and he's all like $299 and walks off the podium, basically lowballing the price and making the Sega Saturn look super expensive, right? And took a lot of thunder away from Sega. And of course, the PlayStation being a fantastic console, much better than the Saturn was. Tomb Raider, originally developed as a Saturn game, had it from there on out to be PlayStation exclusive. Nobody talked about that, right? Like, if you think about the original PlayStation, the OG PlayStation, how many first-party games did PlayStation have? Gran Turismo, Parappa.
Like, more than you can count. Like, they had a lot.
First party?
Yeah, it seems like pretty much all the games I had, I could only play on freaking PlayStation.
No. I'm talking. Those were exclusives. I'm talking first party from PlayStation themselves. SIE. Because when you think about all the best games on the Sony PlayStation, you think Metal Gear, Konami. You think Final Fantasy, Square at the time. You're thinking all these third-party companies that basically, and you're thinking Tomb Raiders. Again, Eidos. So yeah. Oh yeah, and Sony also had Madden and NBA Live deals as well. That's right. Rain G4, you are correct. So it was, Sony has always played this game of exclusivity and blocking. Then you get over into the Xbox One, where Xbox tripped up and did the whole TV thing, and they did the whole, blocking of used games. And of course, Sony, not to miss a beat, they made that whole, this is how you share used games on PlayStation. They always been one to quickly kick you while you're down. And I do mean that. So now that Xbox has Game Pass, and we saw this in I believe it was the Resident Evil 8 contract that basically said that if we give you this marketing deal, you cannot put your game on a competing service, of which Sony has an equivalent, right? So now that they have that PlayStation Plus going on, or combine PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus, they have, nobody can put their game on Game Pass. Now, Microsoft could be doing the exact same thing. We don't know. We haven't seen a contract on it. But Sony really doesn't like being shown for the way they do business. Whether it's to protect the way they do business or whatever, it is what it is, right? And of course, the only reason we saw that Resident Evil 8 contract is because of the Epic versus Apple. The documents leaked. Sony tried to get them sealed again, but the judge said no. So they became public domain, and that's why we're free to talk about them without fear of being copyright striked. Suck it. What else? So Sony is also charging crossplay tax. They took basically the Marvel heroes and made them exclusive to themselves. They're denying everybody Final Fantasies. I mean, it's not like PlayStation is playing nice. They're not. They're playing not to win the generation, but to put you out of business. And I hate to say this, but I feel that if Xbox wasn't part of Microsoft, they would have been out of business as well too.
Yep.
Already. So, but I don't think PlayStation anticipated having to, having to compete against all of Microsoft. They thought they were just competing against Xbox division, which before was part of the Windows division. So they had very little say-so. And now that, Satya is back in Xbox and he's all in, they're finding out that, these big companies, they can compete, whether you like it or not. And I think that's why PlayStation is taking a more, I'm not going to say less aggressive tone, but a more silent tone this time around. because they don't want to, they poke the giant so much that they basically, now that the giant is playing, they don't want it. They don't want the heat. They can't handle it. What do you think about that? Do you think that PlayStation, because Xbox did so poorly in the Xbox One that they basically woke the sleeping giant that is all of Microsoft?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, when you think of like a bully will always pick on the weaker one. And then once that weaker one decides to stand up for themselves, the bully will usually move on to somebody else. So that's what's happening. Sony's been, the bully on the playground, and it's gotten to the point to where, Microsoft, Xbox, has had enough of their, their shenanigans, and they're like, you know what, enough's enough. We've been playing very nice. We've had this great working relationship. We've given you, help with your servers. We've helped you with your security when you guys got hacked for like a year. We've done all these things to help you. We put our first party games on your system even. And nothing matters. You guys are still going to be underhanded and cruel and horrible, individuals. So you know what? Screw you guys. Time to call you out. They got, what is it? Their hand got caught in the cookie jar, and now they got to get the comeuppance. So yeah, no, like this needs to get hashed out. People should know about this, because there's, I mean, brand loyalty is great and all, but there has to be a thing where we have to start realizing, when a company is just being too, underhanded. Oh my God, Shaddai!
Shaddai, headphones.
It's like, when what was it, Old Navy? When Old Navy, got called out for their child labor and stuff. If you still chose to, be loyal to their brand and buy their stuff, I mean, then that tells me what kind of human being you are. So if you're gonna stand behind someone who's, doing, nasty things, I mean, then that tells me more about your character. So, brand loyalty should only go so far. So no, I think that they need to get called out on it. I think people need to wake up, and I'm hoping this will, make it to where Sony, there's probably some guy named Tony though.
Sony.
So some dude at Sony that's probably named Tony is gonna have to, get in trouble. But no, I'm hoping this shapes them up, and that maybe this will, give them a little bit better business practice, and they'll learn from it, and we can have some good, healthy competition, which is all, like I said, competition is needed. I don't want there not to be competition. We need competition. That's how, that's how we can, constantly improve on things. But it should be healthy. It shouldn't be this dirty nonsense that's been happening, So I want to see an end to that. I want to see Sony, clean up their act and have a good fair fight to see, who can, one up one another as time goes on. Not this other stuff. It's gone on too long. It's been like way too long.
Yeah. Sony's just always been playing dirty, and no one's really fought back. Like, I remember Sony played so dirty. Like, remember when they did that commercial at Nintendo headquarters where Crash was screaming into the megaphone? Like, they've always been aggressive in their advertising and their marketing. So, and they've also always been all about exclusive third-party deals. Always have been, always will be. That is their entire strategy. Let's check in with the chat real quick. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah. When the Dreamcast launched in Europe, Sony got their advertising campaign pulled, claiming 3 billion people didn't have internet access. There you go. Dreamcast wasn't even allowed to advertise in Europe. Raging Forest says that Sony has IGN exclusive as well. That's right. If you lived through the Xbox One generation, you knew that IGN never published anything positive about Xbox at all. And even now, it's not necessarily positive. It's just more neutral. I find that kind of interesting. I think they may be upset they won't be able to lock COD deals first to PlayStation in a world of multiplats. Some buy where the content goes first. Yeah, you know what? Call of Duty. Let me see if I can find this out. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. What's it called? Beta dates. I don't know what else to call it. All right, yeah, so here we go. This is actually from the Call of Duty website. Let me remove this. Let me add a screen. I'm just going to share my whole screen. Don't look at my stuff, guys. Don't look. So this is from the actual Call of Duty website. And you can see right here, PlayStation Early Access. September 16th through the 17th. September 18th through the 20th. Open to all PlayStation gamers and then open to everybody else. So, PlayStation is playing that Call of Duty access first kind of thing. And this is just the access. We don't even know. I don't know about game modes. They have locked game modes exclusive to PlayStation for upwards of a year. They've done skins upward of a year. So, yeah, as I said, PlayStation is playing to keep. So, Shaddai, the question is, Microsoft shot back at Sony, and they shot back in an aggressive tone. And the question is, do you like the aggressive tone?
Like I said last weekend, Daddy Microsoft is trying to teach that stubborn child how to play nice, how to share because it cares. But they trying to be stubborn and doesn't want to budge. So that's on them. But no. This is a topic that we covered past weekend about the blue team disputing that Call of Duty will make or force to choose their platform if being purchased. This time it's about blue team including black fees to their third-party partners, so it won't be in the competitor's platform. All this proof of document that we have read, seen, and talk about all points out that blue team is doing anything in their power to prevent this purchase to happen. It just show us on how dubious they are. These Xbox lawyers have been on point with their questions. All these company studios are just eating, all these studio companies are just eating popcorn watching a show that is not even entertaining. They are like the Krusty the Clown of the industry right now. I know we will see more of this type of information, but if this continues, I won't be surprised by Microsoft saying it's all exclusive. It's all exclusive. Forget about the blue team. So you can only hold so much until Microsoft decides and say, you know what, forget blue team. This is going to Xbox. Forget it. So remember, they did that with the Square Enix, all these Final Fantasy things, and 3 years still no Final Fantasy remake for Xbox. So they're just trying to be as customer friendly they can, but Sony's being Sony, so they will go all to the end to pretty much stop themselves on the heart and say, you know what, whatever, we're gonna die with dignity in here. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Again, Shaddai, you're getting a lot of feedback there. So let's keep checking in with the chat because Rain G4, remember when Sony tried to copyright the term "Let's Play"? No, I don't. That must have been a time when I must have been really busy with school or in the army, out pounding sand, in the deserts. Let's see. Happy Cloud Gamer says, I think Sony is not aggressive, but I like Xbox, how Xbox is doing it right now. It's not the brand, it's the CEO and the team that makes a company great. Agreed. Employees become reflections of their leaders. So, yeah, if Satya is out there telling them to be aggressive, they're going to be aggressive. Somi Tonyasa. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. What else do we got? All right, Ray G4 brings up a good point here. Game Pass has took Sony off guard. No one's seen Game Pass being Pass being in this position? And that's actually part of the article, and that's actually what Microsoft throws here. They say that considering that exclusive strategies have been at the core of Sony's strategy to strengthen its presence in the game industries, and that Sony is a leader in the distribution of digital games, Sony's concerns with possible exclusivity of Activision content is incoherent, to say the least, right? In other words, how can you say that you're the big dog and be concerned about it? Like, what? You're the leader. You're the market leader.
Literally the market leader.
No,
Oh, Shaddai.
no, and the thing is,
Shaddai, your feedback is killing me, buddy. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Shaddai.
Oh, okay. Sorry, is it too noisy here or something?
No, we hear ourselves.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. But no, it's funny because they created PlayStation Now, a streaming service. And even I remember that Phil Spencer, when asked them to see if they were interested on Game Pass there, and they say no. So when I read this, I'm like, man, they are contradicting heavily, knowing that they have PlayStation Now, and now they're trying to complain about Game Pass. I really don't get that. I really don't. It's just funny to me. That's all.
Yeah. Now remember, the argument has been from PlayStation podcasters that Game Pass is unsustainable and that quality would suffer. And Sony did say that if they did something like Game Pass, the quality of the games would go down. So they definitely backed up their podcasters' claims. But Microsoft responds, it only reveals once again a fear about an innovative business model that offers high-quality content. Now remember, Sony says that the quality would suffer, and Xbox is saying high-quality content at low cost to gamers, threatening a leadership that has been forged from a device-centric and exclusivity-focused strategy over the years. So, yeah, I don't think anybody saw Game Pass being as successful as it was. I think everybody expected Microsoft to see that it was operating in the red and that they would shut that down because no company likes funding programs that are in the red. Okay, but apparently that was the strategy all along.
I don't like saying that no one saw it coming because that's not true. Lots of people saw it coming. It's just nobody wanted to listen to them. I myself, I did a video on my personal podcast, Just a Glimpse. Episode 3 of season 1 of my Just a Glimpse podcast. I went on about Xbox domination and how they do their business. And pretty much the way that they're tackling Game Pass is the same way Microsoft took over when it came to their OS. There's a reason why Windows is the #1 operating system in the world, as well as when it came to the browser back when there was the browser wars. The Internet Explorer was it took over and it forced what was it, Netscape. They put Netscape out of business.
Navigator, yeah,
they put Netscape out of business and a bunch of other ones. Doing the same.
There was a Prodigy.
Yeah,
browser.
So Microsoft has used the same tactics multiple times, and people just want to continue to ignore these tactics, and they're doing it again with Game Pass. I called this out. I went into great depth about it. If you want to hear it, go look it up. But no, like I saw this coming, and I knew this was going to happen because they're always I lay it all out, but there's different phases. There's different phases in their plan and how they do these things. And right now, I can't remember how many. It's been a while, but they're not even fully through all the steps yet. But it's coming. And PlayStation, they haven't been preparing for this. So that's why now that it's so late in the phases of Xbox or Microsoft. I don't want to say Xbox. Microsoft's plan. Now they're scared because they didn't prepare. It's too late for them. That's why last week we talked about how they were worried about how they couldn't compete. Creating a service to compete with Game Pass. They were worried that they couldn't create a game to compete with Call of Duty if they lost it. All this was coming. They just wanted to put the curtain over and ignore it and act like it wasn't there. It's there. Okay. So no, this is a huge thing. It's been brewing. And no, I saw this coming. I disagree with no one saw this coming, because anybody who's been paying attention to how Microsoft operates, in the last 20 plus years, you would have seen the pattern of how they do business. This is not new. This is exactly the way they planned it, and it's working out beautifully for them. And we'll have to just continue to see how things go. But this is not this isn't like a fluke. Okay, this is not a fluke.
It's not a fluke, people. Yeah. So Microsoft has moved over into subscription models. They did that with their cloud servers. They've done that with Office. They didn't do it with Windows, but I think they just wanted OS domination on that front because of the Windows Store and now the Xbox Game Pass app. So remember, these things act as, they're basically storefronts. Your Xbox is technically a storefront. You can buy directly from Xbox, and they get a lot of that money. All those microtransactions, they get a lot of that money. They get 30% of everything sold. And PlayStation is doing the same thing, right? And for a long time, PlayStation has dominated so heavily that they didn't need a second storefront. But now, that they see Microsoft diversifying to Xbox Cloud, PC, and leveraging everything that Microsoft has established over the last year, they were not ready for Xbox to be integrated into that. They were not ready for the integration. I don't think anybody thought the integration would work that well. Yeah. So yeah, be sure. It is something to be sure. Let's check in with the chat real quick. I like checking in, right? There's some funny stuff in there. Hey, shout out to Scrub there. Hey, Scrub, thank you so much. Hope your trip went well. Scrub is not here because he's dealing with what he calls crud, which we assume is jet lag. So we'll see. Hopefully he'll be back here soon. Let's see what else we got. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to read as fast as I can. No, if you have anything to say in the chat, just let us know. The strategy. So over on my YouTube channel, I did a 2-part video session back in 2021, April of 2021, that was called "The Console Wars All Over" Part 1 and Part 2, basically talking about how the strategies between PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox diversified on how to get users to use their storefronts. And you can see that I spent a lot of time trying to explain Xbox because it was combining everything. And that was something new. I got the vacation flu. What is a vacation flu? Is that a thing, guys?
Is it the thing when you travel to like another country and you always get sick? Is that a thing?
I mean, what did you catch from wherever it is you went?
I don't know where he went.
He got the coconut flu.
Coconut flu. Yeah, we call that a hangover, is what I call it. Anyways,
the pina colada flu. Yeah,
the pina colada flu. That's right. Let's see. So, Shaddai, do you have anything to say about the nobody saw it coming and that Game Pass changed things for the gaming industry in such a way that they were not ready for?
Well, the only thing that I can say is that this is something that I've been talking to my friends, and you already know Axel, because sometimes like, oh man, you get aggravated too by the stuff that I say. But I remember that I'm like, when me and him we battling, well, me and pretty much 5 others, and they kept saying, exclusivity, PlayStation have more and all that, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that if they put it on the Microsoft Surface Duo, their phone, for me, it's considered exclusive and all that. But what does this have to do with the Game Pass and all that? Is because in general, their services. No matter how you look at it, their services, and that's also their main front. If you look on Wikipedia, it will say, they create this, they have services and all that. So for them to, like you said earlier, to unify everything, I am not surprised. I am really not, because those are pretty much products that Microsoft pretty much made. Even if it's on the Surface, on the Microsoft Surface, it's still theirs because that's their product. So for me, I am not surprised. I'm really not. It's just that the only thing that I'm very surprised is that how much of contracts and deals that they made with EA to to add more value to their service with Ultimate. I'm very surprised by that. All this game the day ones and all that. That's something that nobody was actually waiting for it. And when they asked that to Team Blue, I put it like that just to be nice, just to, when they asked them, and I think one of the lawyers said, in other words, like, if you're afraid of this, why not put your day one games on your service? And they say, no, because we're going to lose a lot of things.
And the quality will
Yeah,
go
it's
down.
not right. So for me, I'm not a tech guy. So I don't know if the quality actually goes down. For me, is pretty much like, it should be the same. That's why we buy things that are digital. So it shouldn't be anything more of a difference. So for me, I'm not surprised. I am really, really not surprised. And I just give a lot of props, hats to Xbox lawyer to pretty much point them out and slap them on the face and say, hey, come back to Earth. You already been to the high tops way too many years. And this time we're trying to let you know the reality is what you guys have been doing. And this is the new generation and everybody's going for the subscription. It's on you if you're trying to keep falling back and keeping yourself being traditional. That's the way I see it. So he just pretty much gave them the reality, slap on their face type. So I'm with them.
Let's talk. Let's keep going with what's going on. Mute yourself over there, Shaddai. Your phone is killing me, buddy. It's killing me. It says that it claims this is Microsoft, right? Indeed, Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been obstructed by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth. Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing services. Now, if you continue to block games from coming to my console, and I can't win your game, and this is the thing, you play Sony's game, you're going to lose. There's having been in the military, there's something called dictating the flow of battle, dictating the flow of battle, the speed of battle, the engagement of battle, right? The war will either go on your terms or it won't, right? And so I don't want to bring military into this, but this does apply to basically anything, even in communication, right? Dictate where the competition will go, which way it will be, right? So if you play Sony's game, which is exclusivity, it has long been exclusivity, which is what makes gamers feel special. Like it or not, exclusivity makes you feel special. That's just natural, right? Whether you like exclusivity as a whole or not, it's just natural that if something's exclusive to something you own, man, you feel special. You feel like your purchase was a good purchase, right? Like me with my Android S Pen thingy, the fact that I get to always have a pen on me to be able to take notes, that's exclusive to my Note 9 purchase or my Note 20 purchase. And it makes me feel special, right? So, because I have something readily available that not everybody has, although I don't think it's that big of a deal. So exclusivity, you want to play PlayStation's game, you're going to lose the war because PlayStation is so entrenched with exclusivity deals. And part of exclusivity deals, essentially part of every deal in every business that I've ever heard of, has what's called first right of refusal. So even if this is about to not be exclusive, before you make it not exclusive, you got to run it through me to make sure that I no longer want it exclusive. So that is where the exclusivity game comes. So Xbox couldn't play the exclusivity deal because Sony was locking it up left and right. They got Call of Duty, they got Red Dead Redemption, they got Resident Evil, they got Final Fantasy, they got Spider-Man. What do you got, Xbox? I mean, Bethesda's last 2 releases have been locked in exclusivity deals. Ghostwire and Deathloop, right, have been locked in exclusivity deals. So Xbox was like, you know what? If we can't lock up exclusivity deals, we're going to lock up entire studios. And that's when the studio buyout happened. And then eventually that moved up. They brought it up even a higher notch to, we're going to lock up entire publishers, Bethesda Publishing and now Activision Publishing. So Xbox decided to play the game that Sony couldn't afford. And now, even though, let's talk Deathloop, right? Xbox owns Deathloop now. It has a first right of refusal with Sony.
Even with Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yep, first right of refusal with Sony. But Xbox could put such a ridiculously high price tag on it that it makes absolutely no sense. But they can, if you want Deathloop to stay exclusive, you got to pay us $1 billion, and they could do that because it's their business, and they could fluff the numbers and this is how much the Deathloop IP is worth to us. It's worth $1 billion. Sony's not going to be paying $1 billion for exclusivity deals. I don't think. I want to say I don't think. Okay, because you never know. Right. Yeah,
that would be either you're super desperate or you want to destroy the competition. Yeah. That would be and I don't feel like at this point in time Microsoft is in that kind of a mindset.
Right. That's and I don't think PlayStation will pay $1 billion for any exclusive personally. Personally, right? So Xbox started buying these studios, and now that they're controlling it, and now that they're losing leverage, remember, there's rumors out there that Sony wanted Starfield to be exclusive to the PlayStation, but Xbox purchased them, and now obviously it's exclusive to Xbox. Xbox paid, how much was the Bethesda deal?
$6 billion.
7 billion, right?
Yeah.
Basically, Xbox paid $7 billion to have Starfield on the console. On their console. I mean, that's there's that saying from Avengers, you have made me very desperate. You may not like that you did. You know what I mean? So yeah, Sony's starting to reap the rewards of their game, and Xbox has come along with Game Pass as well and changed the game. Right now, they're no longer looking at exclusives, but they're looking at high quality content at the lowest barrier of entry, and that is something that nobody was prepared for, and on all devices. Like when Xbox said that they would put Game Pass on all devices, they literally meant it. I mean, if Sony would let them, they would put Game Pass on Sony, on PlayStation. Same thing with Nintendo. Nothing would stop Xbox from putting Game Pass on anything. They're putting it on Samsung TVs. They got it on your mobile phones. They found workarounds around Apple's Game Store thing. I mean, it is the way it is,
Remember, once Phil Spencer said that they don't want to go console centric and they want to go by player engagement, that actually let you know that they were talking about services right there off the bat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah.
All right. So David Jack brings up a good point. David Jack says, "Do you think Activision really signed a deal with Sony to block COD from Game Pass with no way to get out of that agreement?" So there are what's called
clauses.
Contract. Basically, to break a contract, you got to pay a fee.
They got that money.
But if you break the contract and pay that fee, you put a bad face on yourself if you don't honor the contract that you agreed to, because
reputation.
Your reputation means a lot. And these guys, these CEOs, they all golf at the same golf course. They all eat lunches at the same place, whether they like each other or not, they run into each other. They talk to one another, right? And I mean personally like each other, right? Obviously, as business, you don't like the competition, but I mean personally. And you do be, if Microsoft was to back out of that contract and pay the cancellation fee, Microsoft's thinking, hey, the contract was fulfilled. This was the contract fulfillment fee. This is what was agreed. True. But that Microsoft, they won't honor their contract. They'll always pay the cancellation fee. Once they get what they want, they just get out of the contract. There's no point in signing there's no point into signing a contract with Microsoft. They talk, right? So you can't really, you don't want to do that unless it's a really unique situation. And so far, that unique situation has not presented itself.
But at the same time, you want to bring more people to your product because of probably your uniqueness that brings to the table compared to your competitor. Yes, it does give a bad face. But since Blue Team have been doing that for years, and that's why it got a really big reputation, now, for you to do that, I understand that. But at the same time, you have to be like that to be pretty much different than everybody else. If not, everybody's going to have the same thing. And I don't know, it's going to become neutral, the whole thing. That's just me. But sometimes you got to be a little bit more different.
Yeah, absolutely. So I asked the chat earlier today when we started this, do you like this more aggressive Xbox? 91% said, hell yeah. And 8% said we need to be kumbaya and friendly. So there you go. Some people like the new Xbox. Some people would rather just Xbox keep being the nice guy. Because, Phil Spencer's a nice guy, as Jez Gordon of Windows Central will say. He's a nice guy. But I bet you he's a cutthroat businessman. You don't make it up that high in Microsoft without being a great leader. And different types of leaders make it to different levels. Let's see. Anybody else got anything else to say about Xbox's aggressive response to Sony, whether it was great or bad, whichever way it went?
Just keep on being themselves. That's pretty much it. This is something that we have been waiting for so long. So yeah, just for Microsoft to keep doing what they're doing. It's just perfect. That's all.
There you go. Terry, anything else on the topic?
No, I think we pretty much covered this one.
All right. Again, guys, lots of people have given lots of views on this. My view is I like that Satya told his lawyers to basically call Sony out, to point out the hypocrisy, as we are all hypocrites. Don't lie to yourself. We all are. Right? Do as I say, not as I do kind of guys, kind of gals. So I like it. I enjoy it. And I enjoy the drama. But at the end of the day, I just like playing games. Speaking of games, QuakeCon is coming up. He says we will get 30 minutes of new gameplay at QuakeCon, but Starfield will not show. Are you all worried about Starfield? And I know, Terry, you already answered this, but do you want to vocalize your answer?
Sure. So for me, when it comes to Starfield, I mean, I'm one of the few people that has no hype for this game. The more they kind of hint at what's going on, the less interested I get. I don't like when games are overhyped. They tend to disappoint. I've seen it with No Man's Sky. I had no interest in that game. Everybody kept hyping up about how this game was going to be a million different things, and it ended up being like nothing. And then everybody super overhyped Cyberpunk, and then that ended up being the biggest, disappointment for that gaming generation. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, Death Stranding. I had zero interest in Death Stranding, and people kept hyping that game to death, all because of Kojima. And I'm like, just because he's Kojima doesn't mean that he can't make things that aren't always great. But anyways, I had no interest in that game, and that game came out, and that game just was like the most boring thing I ever saw in my life. I would rather, watch my grass grow or watch, Axel's grass die, than play that game.
Hey, it's coming back to life. It's coming back to life.
All right. So no, I mean, and that worries me because I do enjoy Bethesda games, but Bethesda has a history of making incomplete, broken games outside of Wolfenstein, and you know what I mean. So I have no faith in them being able to take on a project this huge without there being huge problems. So, so yeah, I am worried about it because, I'm worried so many people are excited for this game that I'm worried that people are going to have a huge letdown. And I don't want gamers to be let down. I want gamers to be able to, enjoy this game and have the time of their lives and have fun and have all these great things to talk about and share the memories in it, that'll be great. But I don't, at this point in time, I still don't foresee that for Starfield. I think they're taking on too much. The game is trying to go in too many directions, and it's going to be a freaking jumbled mess of confusion, or it's going to just be broken to, or who knows what. So I hope he proves me wrong, and he pulls it off. But honestly, like I said, every single game that Todd Howard has done, has been broken, and so like I can't foresee him pulling it off. So. Please prove me wrong, Todd, that you finally got one that's going to be, as amazing as you claim.
Real quick, shout out to Splendiferous. He joins us. Hey, Splendiferous. No, Scrub did not leave. Scrub is not feeling well. He's in the chat, but he doesn't have a voice. Splendiferous. So yeah, be sure you can engage with him in the chat all you want. He's over there with the post-vacation blues. All right, Shaddai. Are you worried about Starfield?
No, I am not worried about it because this is the first project that pretty much they have to be flawless, especially when they have, it's the first game under the Microsoft exclusivity. So they need to prove themselves and not being the old Bethesda, or they want to call it Bugdesda. So I know where Terry is coming from. So probably because when I play Bethesda games, usually they're really ironed out. So I always wait a little bit longer. But this is one of those that they need to be flawless, especially all this time that they be working on it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not concerned. I'm really not.
Which runs in. To the problem then, Shaddai, is they pretty much had this game, allegedly. They would have had this game, almost pretty much finished before it became an exclusive. So they would already, whatever problems it already had before Xbox, bought Bethesda. Damn. So but it doesn't mean it's going to be this high polished thing by the time they launch it, man.
No, I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, because that reminds me of it was this guy that used to work for Bethesda, and they said that the game is very ambitious, but that their engine.
He was calling it what was he calling it? Cyberpunk all over again.
Yeah, so right. So they were like, yeah, but their engine sucks. That's pretty much what they said. Everything is good, it's just that the engine sucks and they need a new engine. So for me, like I said, this is their first project under the Microsoft umbrella. And they know they have to pretty much nail it, or they're gonna have, I know they want to call it Cyberpunk, but also, sorry to bring this up, but at the same time, they're gonna say it's gonna be another Halo Infinite. Everything is very incomplete.
I don't think anyone's gonna say, hey, no one's gonna bring up Halo in a conversation with Starfield, except for you, Shaddai.
No.
No one's
boo this man. Everybody boo this man.
They're gonna say it's another incomplete like Halo, and I'm mentioning right now.
I could stand behind your statement about how they have something to prove if they were developing the game after they got acquired and then they started making it. They already had this game pretty much all done before they got acquired. So so it's already been done, So they might be trying to, scramble to make it better than what it was. but it doesn't mean it's still going to be that great. And like Splendiferous in the chat, he loves Bethesda, which is good and all. But any Bethesda fan can admit that as good as those games are, it's the gaming community, it's the modding community that makes those games great. The modders are the ones that fix the games. Bethesda doesn't fix their games. All right,
and
they throw a broken mess out there. And they're like, okay, public, fix it for free, and then we do it, and then we put a smile on our face and talk about how great Bethesda is when the mod community did all the work for free. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go and I'm not going to be like everybody else and act like Bethesda's that great because they're really not that great. All right, I love Skyrim. I enjoyed Skyrim. Elder Scrolls, it was a great franchise, but still, those games are always so poorly done. Even freaking Fallout is so poorly done, and it's like I said, it's the gamers that make the games great, and it's the modders that make the games functional. So. No, I can't give Bethesda and Todd Howard credit for what the gamers are doing. I can't.
It's all about the money. If they say you can only do this much for this much, that's gonna happen. But that's like any other sports. If you don't perform this much, you're only getting paid this much. But sorry for the noise.
No, you're good. I can't. I'm not going to be like a lot of the other fanboys out there that are going to be free labor with a smile on my face. No.
I understand. I really do. But I'm not concerned about that. They should know better.
So, am I worried about Starfield? Splendifer says, Terry, you want all this smoke? All right. Let's talk about what Terry's talking about. Way back when Wilshire Farms was a thing, it might have been called Bethesda. All right. But I got something to tell Sherry, right? Not tell Sherry. Just tell Terry right now. Give me a second. Let me get my thing set up here. Share the audio. Make sure it's nice and loud for you to hear, Terry. Got you right here. Let's talk about the now and Bethesda. Doom, pretty good. Like Doom Eternal, we're talking about bugs, pretty good. Deathloop, pretty good. Even won Best Art Direction. Hint, hint. Somebody in this panel knew that. So the Bethesda of old is not the Bethesda of now. All right.
Yes, but all those games are super niche. Not as many people played them compared to Fallout or Elder Scrolls.
First-person shooters are niche. Well, PlayStation. Whoa.
No. I didn't say first-person shooters are niche. I said those games are niche. No, you're not. If you were to compare how many people play Elder Scrolls over freaking Deathloop would be crushed. All right. If you just took Skyrim by itself out of the whole franchise, it would crush the amount of people who play Deathloop. They're not in the same caliber.
Yeah, I gotta say that the design is definitely different, just a little, like that much. So, and two, this is a Todd Howard game, right? That he is producing, I believe, either directing or producing. I don't remember, but and it's the first new IP in 20 years from Bethesda. There is lots to be excited here.
They've forgotten how to make a new IP. It's been so long.
They've forgotten how to make a new IP. Right. I am very excited for Starfield, and I'm not worried about it not being at QuakeCon personally, because I like the surprise. Show it when it's ready kind of thing, right? And I'm actually surprised QuakeCon is still a thing, just being honest. I mean, Quake as a game doesn't exist anymore. I don't understand why we keep having QuakeCon. But that's just me. So
isn't it also an engine though now? Like, don't they use it for Doom and stuff?
Id Tech has taken over Quake engine.
So that's probably the only reason why I could think it had lasted so long is because of the engine. But
maybe.
Or it's just one of those things where people are just cultists about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so to me, it is nothing to be worried about. I don't understand why Terry's worried about it, okay? Starfield is going to come out, and it's going to knock her Halo socks right off, okay?
I got the vote in the chat that counts, man. That's the vote that counts right there. Put it on screen, Axel. That's the vote that matters.
You want to vote? All right, hold on.
Put it right there. That's the only one that matters.
Right. Are you worried about Starfield? Let me put this in. Starfield not being at QuakeCon. I'm just going to put it in general. Are you worried about Starfield? Yes, no. You know what? I'm not even going to give you a third choice.
No third choice.
Yes or no. I need black and white. What you think?
how do I click yes hard enough to where it gives me extra votes?
You're not allowed to vote. Channel right now. No, it's gonna come out and it's gonna knock your Halo socks right off, Terry. All right.
Good. I wasn't wearing any.
All right, and I think it's gonna be great. Everybody is watched the gameplay. The frame rate did have an issue. That's about the only piece of it. The shooting, well, it was very much like Fallout style shooting, not Doom style, because obviously they're using the Creation Engine, not id-Tech. id-Tech being a first-person shooter engine, and Creation Engine being the RPG engine they use. So yeah, it is. I'm not worried about it, and of course, me being the sci-fi guy that I am super excited for this game. I love space exploration. Everybody's all mad that you're not going to get to go through the atmosphere, flying and pick where to land, all that crap. Whatever.
1,000 planets.
This isn't Space Landing Simulator, okay? This is a game. I don't care if it's pre-rendered. Just let me land on the planet, get on my adventure. What should I?
1,000 planets.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love it. Could you imagine with the 1,000 planets, the add-ons that could come out, the side stories? And Terry talks about the mods. Yeah, the mods. Could you imagine going and finding some bug-infested planet, and not like game bugs, but I mean literal bugs, in-game, like physical insects in there, right? And you get to make like a Starship Troopers mod on it. Oh man, that would be so fun. So fun. Yeah, I am not
they might put
it.
Mass Effect in there too.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. 1,000 planets. The more planets, the better. The fact that there's a potential. I know somebody's going to visit 1,000 planets. I probably won't, as I don't have that much time to dedicate to video games as some of these guys do. But yeah, it is something I look forward to. Like that, to me, that was the big draw of No Man's Sky, was the quintillion planets. And so the fact that Starfield has 1,000 planets, oh man, I'm so looking forward to it. Could you imagine some of these planets not even having like above ground cities? They're all underground because they're so hot or something. It's just, my imagination is going crazy just thinking about these planets.
Yeah, I could see Terry's, very interested on this game really bad. She's oof.
No, Bethesda gets under my skin. I do enjoy playing Bethesda games. I do. Like I said, I enjoy Fallout, I enjoy Elder Scrolls, and I enjoy Wolfenstein. But I can't give them full credit on stuff because they get away with too much. They get away with way too much BS that others can't get away with. So no.
But I think your concern is more of what happened in the past, but now thinking on what could happen from
if you don't
under Microsoft.
If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it, and they keep repeating it. So.
All right, I think that's a good topic right there. Right there. Let's check in with the chat, because the chat had a lot to say.
I bet they do.
This one. Coolcat Terri, you pulling on my heartstrings, girl. Oh, poor Terry. Oh no. All right, let's see. Ray4G says Todd Howard versus Kojima. Todd Howard all the way. Kojima's washed. I said it. I've always said it.
Yep.
I've always said that. My wife taking Terry's side, probably because she knows when Starfield comes out, she won't see me anymore. That's a different style of vote. Oh man. I don't worry about games. I just wait to play them and see if I like them or not. Yeah, but you know what? I don't want to play a bad game. And if I'm hyped for a game and it does bad, I'm actually a little sad about that because I had such high hopes. So yeah, it is dangerous to get into the hype. but I can't help myself. I just love gaming too much. I can't help but be hyped for things that are announced, the future of gaming. That's always been the best part about video gaming is there's always something more, something better, something new coming along, right? Like Nemesis Engine. When Nemesis Engine was introduced by WB in Batman, and or not Batman, sorry, in
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Oof.
Right? Oh my
Fire.
God! I wish could you imagine Halo with the Nemesis Engine? Some crappy grunt that kills you gets promoted to grunt captain, and he just suddenly has all these much better guns, has a higher damage than you, and you because you can't let some scrub grunt kill you. You got knocked out by him, so you got to go kill him, and then
imagine that grunt becoming a jackal.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it would be so great. That's the main reason I want Xbox to buy WB is to get that Nemesis Engine and put it into Halo, because just the imagination, you know. Let's see. Dreadpool says, "Sup, everybody? Hey, Dreadpool, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you, buddy." Yeah. So let's see. My only concern with Starfield is if it's bland and boring. That's not something they can fix at this point. I don't think a single Todd Howard game can be called bland and boring. Buggy,
what do you think,
yes.
Terry?
Bland and boring? No.
I don't know. That gameplay footage they showed looked pretty bland and boring to me. It was so empty. There's like nothing was happening. It was a walking sim.
Oh my God. When do we get to space so no one can hear Terry complain?
And then when they we had to wait like good 5 minutes into the gameplay before they shot their freaking gun. I was almost falling asleep. And then when they started shooting their gun, it was like Star Trooper stuff, man.
And I thought
it's an RPG, not a first-person shooter. An RPG.
Yes, and other RPGs that have guns do it better.
And I thought my Halo comment, and I thought that my Halo comment was bad, but this is
yeah. So I'm obviously very looking to Starfield. There you go. This might make Terry happy. All Starfield needs is
Walmart's the devil.
Slander, mute her.
Yes. If you put Walmart in the game, it'll just become a cheaper version of itself with lower quality.
All right, let's go ahead and end the poll here. All right, Terry, I'm going to let you do the honors. How did the people feel about Starfield?
Are you worried about Starfield? 87% said no because they're in denial. And the other 12% said yes because they know what's up. They're visionaries.
Oh, my God. DE comes out. It's not John Wick in space. Oh, my God. So fun. All right. Shaddai, you got anything else to say, buddy?
After all this, no, I do not have anything. I'd rather stay quiet.
All I can say is when it comes to like shooting in space, I had a blast with Star Trek. Oh my God, I just lost my thought. Elite Force. All right.
Elite Force, yeah.
First person shooter in space. And that was way better looking than Starfield was. I said it.
You're telling me a 15-year-old game looks better?
Yes.
When was Elite Force? When did Elite Force come out? Hold on. Let me look this up.
Like PlayStation 2.
Star Trek? By the way, I really do like Star Trek Elite Force. It is by far the best Star Trek game ever made. Star Trek Elite Force. It was Star Trek Voyager Elite Force, wasn't it?
Elite Force, yeah. The first one was
a 22-year-old game looks better than Starfield. You're out of your mind.
Only the second one, it was PC and PlayStation 2. I'm not saying graphically looks better. I'm talking about the game mechanics were better. Graphically, it looks like butt, but it's a lot of fun to play.
It's so funny. All right.
Hey, but you know what though? But we gotta give it a since Terry is very pro Ubisoft. Is it gonna be like Assassin's Creed Unity type?
Oh, don't get me on Ubisoft. As much as I love Ubisoft, I let Ubisoft have it too with their freaking BS. Okay, I am not some blinded fan that lets things slide. I let them have it too. All right, I freaking yelled at them because they freaking broke my game when it came to Riders Republic. I've been playing that game since before it launched, and I still, to this day, after them adding multiple seasons already and multiple updates, I still can't use my aerial equipment. I can't use my jetpack or anything. I can't do any of those. That's a good, 3/4 of the game that I'll never be able to play, and they still can't fix it. So no, Ubisoft is even better. They got their moments, man. They need to get slapped. How you gonna go and give me a game? How you gonna go and give me a game with like 5 different equipment options, and one of them I can't even use? No.
Blame the gamer.
Yeah. You could ask the viewer that says that's gonna go to the airport to teach them how to actually fly.
Absolutely. All right, guys. With all that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and call the show right here. It's been almost 2 hours. I think we're good. Shaddai, let the people know where they can find you.
People can find me on Twitter and the Xbox with the name below right there, Eternal Shaddai. Also, I'll be streaming Shadow of Mordor lately before Gollum releases, which they pushed it back, on Twitch at ETE Shaddai, abbreviation of Eternal, just in case. But until next weekend.
All right, see ya. Terri, let the people know where they can find you.
All right, guys, go ahead and look me up on Twitter at Coolcat_Terri. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. I'm all over the place. Search it. I'm everywhere. Check it out. I have my own podcast that I worked on called Just a Glimpse. You can find that as well. I posted the link in the chat. Also, I re-uploaded it to my YouTube as well. Check that stuff out. I haven't uploaded in a while because I've been working too much, but hopefully I'll be able to get back to it sometime. But enjoy.
All right. And as always, guys, I'm Axel1324. And again, you guys could have spent your Sunday morning doing anything else, but you chose to spend it with us. And for that, I'm really grateful. And that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to all of my shows. Join us again here next week for another episode of Good Morning Xbox. And Scrubness will be with us next week, I hope, unless he gets really sick. So, yeah. With that being said, guys, we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.